Welcome back to online English class. This is level 2, lesson 20. In lesson 20, we are going to study for the test next week. And this is part 3. In this video, we're going to practice reading invoices or receipts. We're going to practice conjugation. We're going to practice the past and the future tense. You are probably watching this video between June 10th and June 21st. This video was filmed on June 7th, 2020. Okay, so let's start with invoices. I am on Unit 9, Lesson F, which is on page 120, page 120. So, this is an invoice. Remember, an invoice is another word for receipt or bill. This is an invoice for plumbing repairs. Okay? So this is the name of the company, A+ Plumbing Repairs, in the city of Montague, New Jersey. This is their phone number, and it says 30-day guarantee on all repairs. We have the customer name and address, and we have the name of the service technician. The service technician is the person fixing the problem. And this is the date of the repair. And then the customer invoice, or the receipt is here, and the receipt number. On the left, we have the description of the problem. On the right, we have the amount. So, there is a sink that is clogged, and it costs $50 to unclog it. The shower is leaking. It costs $45 to repair that. The toilet overflowed, so too much water is going out of the toilet. This costs $95 to repair. So we have the subtotal. The subtotal is the amount of money that these problems cost to fix. That's called the subtotal. And then we have the tax. We have to pay tax on this. Finally, we have the total. The total is the subtotal plus tax. So now let's answer the questions. 1. What was leaking? Okay. The shower was leaking. 2. Which repair was the most expensive? This is a superlative. We know because it is the most expensive. We use the most when we compare 3 or more things. We are comparing these 3 problems. So which is the most expensive? The toilet overflowing is the most expensive. The toilet is the most expensive. 3. How much is the subtotal? The subtotal is $195. $195. What is the subtotal? The subtotal is the amount of money of the sink, the shower, and the toilet repairs combined before tax. 4. What is another word for bill? A bill is something you have to pay. So is an invoice. An invoice is a bill or a receipt for something you need to pay. And then we have the problem here. A+ Plumbing, oops, let me turn that. A+ Plumbing fixed Victor's bathroom shower on March 17th. On March 31st, the same shower leaked again. So this is 14 days later, 2 weeks later. What should Victor do? Well, because A+ Plumbing has a 30-day guarantee on all repairs, this means that they promise if something happens here and the sink, the shower, or the toilet does not work within 30 days after the repair, then they guarantee or they promise they will come back and fix it again. That's the 30-day guarantee on all repairs. If something goes wrong in less than 30 days, they will come back and fix it, probably for free. So, what should Victor do? I think he should call the same plumber, because the job, the work, is guaranteed. So he can get another repair on the shower because of their 30-day guarantee. So now, who made the repairs? Who did the repairs? The person who did the repairs is the person fixing the problem, the service technician, Russ. So Russ did the repairs. Now, which repair was the cheapest? The cheapest repair is 55, 45, 95. The cheapest repair is the shower at $45. So what is the total cost of the repairs? The total cost of everything. This is the subtotal. I want the total. This is the amount of money of the repairs plus tax. So the total is $208.65. 208.65. Okay, so which is more expensive? Which is more expensive, the sink or the shower problem? The sink clogged is more expensive than the shower problem. It is $10 more expensive. Okay, let's talk about the present tense for review. So, the present tense is not something we learned in level 2. We learned it a long time ago. But we have I, you, we, they, he, she, it. I, you, we, they, he, she, it. So, when we have a verb, like to say, to eat, the verb is to eat. So this is what we call the infinitive. This is the regular form of the word. We turn to eat to ate in past tense, or in future tense we say will eat. So we change to eat to will eat or ate. Well, in present tense, how do we write this word? Well, with I, you, we, they, we just say eat. He, she, it, we say eats. For he, she, it, we add the letter S, eats. So we have go and goes. Give, gives. So for he, she, it, we add S. And then with I, you, we, they, it's the same. So to eat is the infinitive. It is just the verb. In present tense, if we want to put to eat with I, you, we, they, we just say I eat, you eat, we eat, they eat. But with he, she, it, we say he eats, she eats, it eats. We add S. This is called the infinitive. The infinitive is infinitive. If you want to know, you don't need to know this word, but the infinitive is to verb. So the verb with the word to in front of it is the infinitive. It's just the verb without present, past, or future tense. So it's just the verb in general. So if you speak Spanish, I'm doing this mostly for my Spanish speakers because this is the infinitivo. It's easy to remember that way. But for everyone else, it's okay. You don't need to know that. So, in a sentence, she to go to the store. So here, in the present tense, I want to say to go for she. The infinitive is to go. She to the store. So, because we're using she, we need to add S. So we change go to goes. She goes to the store. We only change the first verb of a phrase. So this is a lot like what we learned in past tense. So let's say, she not to go. Let's just say not to go. To the store. Well, when we have a negative, we need to say do. But because this is she, we need to add the S. So she does not go. Because we only change the first verb of a phrase, we change do to does. So go stays the same because it's the second verb of the phrase. She does not go to the store. The same thing is true for questions. When we ask a question, we start with the word do. But because this is she, we change do to does. Does she go to the store? Does she go to the store? We're only changing the first verb of a phrase, so we change to do to does. Does she go to the store? If it's just a regular sentence, we say she goes to the store. We change to go to goes. We change to go, and to go becomes goes. If we have a negative sentence, to do becomes does. She does not go to the store. When we have a question, we start with the word do. Does she go to the store? We only change the first verb. This is the first verb. The second verb doesn't change. We only change the first verb. She goes to the store. Okay, so let's practice that on a question that might be on your test. She went or go to the store. So choose the correct word, went or go. The correct answer is went. She went to the store. Why? Because if we say she go to the store, that's wrong. It has to be she goes to the store. She goes to the store is correct. But because this is go, we know go is incorrect because we need to change go to goes. So the correct answer has to be she went to the store. What about... Okay, so now we have the question, the sentence, which car do or does he want or wants? So what's the correct answer for these two verbs? Well, let's see. This is the first verb, and this is the second verb in the phrase. So which car? He. With he, we need to use the one with the S. Which car does he? And then this is the second verb. The second verb stays the same. So the correct ouch. Oh, that hurt. My pen. Okay. The correct sentence is, which car does he want? Which car does he want? Okay. What about this sentence? What about this sentence? Which bank do or does they recommend or recommends? Okay, so for the first verb, we conjugate. I'm going to use the word conjugate today. If you speak Spanish, conjugar. Second verb, we don't change. So conjugate means to change. Am I picking the right color? Yes, okay. So the first verb, we conjugate. The second verb in a phrase, we don't change. So in this example, she went to the store. The verb is went. The first verb is went. We conjugate it to past tense. She went to the store. Because we don't say she go to the store. That's incorrect. This sentence, which car does he want? The first verb is does. The second verb is want. The first verb, we change the first verb. The second verb, we don't change. Okay? Which bank do or does they? This is the first verb. With they, we use do. Then recommend is the second verb. We will always use recommend for the second verb because we don't change it. So, which bank do they recommend? Which bank do they recommend? Okay, so now let's review this. Let's review Unit 9, Lesson B. We have the words can, could, will, and would. And I told you that all of these words mean the same when we are asking for help. We can say, can you call a plumber? Could you call a plumber? Will you call a plumber? Would you call a plumber? All of these are the same. Now, let's look a little closer at this sentence. When I get a piece of paper. Okay. So, you probably already know can, could, will, would. All of these words are verbs. Can, could, will, would. And we just learned that all of these words are, we always conjugate the first verb, right? We change the first verb for he, she, and it, right? We change the first verb for he, she, and it. So we have I, you, we, they, he, she, and it. We have do and we have does. So for he, she, and it, we have the letter S, right? But for these four words are irregular. We have can, could, will, would, would. So all of these words are the same with I, you, we, they, and he, she, it. We don't add s. So when we have a sentence like, can she fix the sink? Usually we would add the letter s here, right? But for the word can, could, will, and would, there's no s for he, she, it. They're irregular. Can she fix the sink? There's no s. Well, it's so if we have problems here and we say, hey, I have some problems at my house. I know your brother is really good at fixing houses. Can he fix the oven? Can he fix the window? Can your brother fix the toilet? So, when we use can, could, will, or would, we don't add s. These 4 words are irregular. But for all of the other words, do, does, go, goes, eat, eats, fix, fixes, we add s for he, she, and it. So we do this for the words can, could, will, and would. And these 4 words, we use these words when we ask someone for help. Can you fix this for me? Okay. And then in Unit 10, we learned the word would. So you can see that the word would is here. And we use the word would to ask, do you want? So we can ask, does he want some cake? Does he want some cake? So does is the first verb, so we change it because the subject is he. Want is the second verb, so we don't change it. It stays the same. Now, let's write the sentence again with the word would. Would he like some cake? Would he like some cake? Would and like. Would is the first verb, so we can change it with he. But remember, would is irregular. With he, she, it, there's still no s. We still say would. Like is the second verb, so he doesn't change it. Does he want some cake? Would he like some cake? Yes, he wants some cake. Yes, he would like some cake. Okay, so the question, does he want some cake? Yes, he wants some cake. Want is the first verb. And because the subject is he, we add the letter s. He, she, it wants. Yes, he wants some cake. Would. Yes, he would. Would is the first verb, but remember, would is irregular. With would, there's no s. Like is the second verb, so we don't change it. Yes, he would like some cake. And that is the end of lesson 20. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Also, this week, I want to talk to everybody for maybe 5 to 10 minutes on WhatsApp or on the phone. So please tell me when you are available to talk to me. All right. Thanks for watching. Good luck on the test. Bye.